KB, I know you were questionable going into the game because of a bad back. And you haven't missed a game in your entire 9-year career. How close were you to having to sit this one out?
Yeah, it's crazy because I've never had. So what happened was that I ended up having like back spasms like Thursday morning. I was literally about to go lift some weights and stuff like that. I was doing some stretch the floor routines, and out of nowhere, my back just locked up. Nothing that I never had anything like that happen in my career. It really just caused me to sit out that practice that day because obviously I had spasms or whatever. So I came back to practice on Friday, did a little bit more, but my back was still a little bit flared up. But I really had no doubts that I was going to play on Sunday. I just needed everything to calm down. So obviously I wanted to be out there at practice, but it gave me a couple of extra days of rest to be able to get everything right. So that's why you see me out there. I played every snap of the game, and definitely won't. It's not a cause for concern going forward at all.
I was going to say, you feeling okay for the Panthers game now?
Oh, 100%. I feel great. Just been doing some recovery just in the facility or whatever. So yeah, definitely nothing to worry about. You won't see me on the injury report again this week.
All right, I hope I don't see you on the injury report the entire season. I need Kevin Byard out there. You talked about your teammate, Jaquan Brisker. I know he joined you on your podcast, Intercepted, on David Kaplan's YouTube channel, Recap. I mean, Brisker, like you said, his line score in that game was ridiculous with 12 tackles, 8 solos, pass defended, the interception there at the end. What have you learned about Brisker that you really appreciate since you guys have been teammates since the beginning of since you signed with the organization?
Well, I spoke about this when I first signed here, just how excited I was to play with the guy. He's a guy that plays with a lot of passion. He obviously is a very hard worker. I mean, he practices hard. He had a really good practice this week as well. But I just told him, man, even on the sideline during the game and after the game, how proud of him I was. I know he's been kind of waiting for like that breakout game that he's been looking for. And he had it on Sunday, man. He was a huge reason why we was able to win that game, obviously, with the interception. He should have had 2. They called one back because obviously he said he stepped out of bounds. But he just really played a really good game. Like I said, I just love the passion he plays with. He reminds me of a younger version of myself. Like when I was so young, I was so full of energy. I talked so much trash. I had a big chip on my shoulder, which I still do, but I had a huge chip on my shoulder to go show and prove who I was and make a name for myself. So I'm just excited for the young guy and just see him going out here and making his mark on the league.
Man, what did he tell you? Did he tell you that in junior college he had 11 sacks in a game?
No, so it wasn't in the game, but it was during the season. I don't know if it was his first or his second. But it's funny because I actually researched it. Like I had looked it up because obviously, I try to be prepared for, our podcast deal. And I looked up, he said he had 11 sacks in college. And that was like, I asked him, I was like, was you in a 3-point stance the entire season? Like, how'd you get 11 sacks? So it was pretty incredible. We definitely had a few laughs about that one.
Hey, man, he led the Bears in sacks his first year with 4. So nothing surprises me with Brisk. I knew that 44% of the teams that opened up 2-2 made the playoffs, but only 12% of the teams out there that opened up 1-3 got into the postseason. This was over the last 3 years. Do coaches, players talk about stats like that going into a football game like Sundays?
No, it's nothing that we talked about at all. I just think that, we all know that it's a tough deal to try to climb out of being 1-3 to try to make the playoffs. But no, we just talk about daily improvement, weekly improvement, things that we need to do better from the week before. And it's going to be the same thing this week. We're 2-2. We kind of broke even in this first quarter of the season. But there are a lot of things that we could do to improve. But I just know that we have to continue to stack wins. We have to get on the run. We have to improve as a defense and our run defense and all these type of things. So yeah, no, we don't really talk about those type of stats because there has been times where, like you said, teams have made the playoffs. So we don't want to be in that position. But it's definitely, it feels better to be sitting at 2-2 versus 1-3 for sure.
Absolutely. I know you saw the Lions-Seahawks game last night. Jared Goff throws a perfect game. Detroit puts up 42 on Seattle. Vikings are perfect in the standings at 4-0, and Sam Darnold's playing like an MVP. And the Packers are with you guys right now at 2-2, but Jordan Love came back last week and threw a whole bunch of touchdown passes, 4 if I'm not mistaken. Kevin, I'm here to tell you, man, the NFC North ain't no joke. There is very little room for error in this division, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely probably the toughest division in football right now. I mean, you have some really good quarterback play, good defenses. This is the division right now in the NFL. So yeah, man, we definitely don't have any room for mistake. We just have to keep improving. At the end of the day, those are three good teams, but we haven't played each other yet. At the end of the day, so we have a long way. I think maybe until week 11 till we play any division games. So we have to just keep stacking wins, keep stacking wins. You never know how things are going to play out towards the end. So we can only just focus on ourselves and just focus on our improvement as a team to try to get ourselves in a position to continue to compete for this division title.
You worried at all about the run defense?
Worry is not a word that I would like to use in my vocabulary. No, but it's definitely things that we have to be better. I mean, 100%. Teams are going to continue to look at that and see we're giving up leaky yardage in the run game. We gave up 100 yards over the past couple weeks. I think actually 3 weeks or whatever. It might be the whole season, honestly. I mean, they looked at the stats, but we've given up a lot of rushing yards. So I guarantee you, Carolina's going to be watching that film and they're going to be talking in their meeting room saying that we can run the ball on this team. So until we do a better job of stopping the run, teams are going to continue to try to run it on us. We want to make teams one-dimensional. We want to be able to stop the run first and foremost, and forcing teams to try to pass the ball to throw. To throw the ball to beat us. So obviously that will allow us to get even more turnovers than we're getting now. So, but yeah, we definitely have to be clear in the run game for sure.
Carolina's a team that's hurting with injuries, just like the Rams. Another game the Bears should win, but as a leader, a captain like yourself, how do you make sure your teammates come ready to play on Sunday?
Yeah, it's hard to win in this league. You just keep preaching that, regardless of what team's record are. Just watched the Tennessee Titans game last night. They got their first win of the year. It doesn't matter what the team's record are. We're all in the NFL. Everybody has good players, and if you don't go out there and put your best foot forward, you will lose. So it's not about what the records are. It's not about injuries or anything like that. We have to go out there and focus on us. It's not about the Carolina Panthers. It's always going to be about us and playing our brand of football. If we can do that at the highest level, we'll win this ball game for sure.
And I'm telling you, Kevin, Carolina, then another winnable game in London against Jacksonville. Real nice chance for you guys here to start stringing some wins together, right?
Yeah, that's what it's about. Like I said, man, we have to get on a basketball type of run. We want to try to create some distance to, increase our chances to win this division and also make the playoffs. So we don't want to be in a position where we win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That's how you end up 8-9 or 9-8 or whatever, whatever the records are now with 17 games. But we don't want to put ourselves in that position. Like I said, our first and foremost goal is to win this division. And we know, obviously, with Minnesota being undefeated, we're going to have to string some wins together early and often, for sure.
All right, one final question. I know both you and I are going to be in London next week for that game against Jacksonville. Number one, I want to make sure you get some good family time in this week. And number two, you got that passport updated, right?
Yeah, I do. It's funny. My passport was actually expiring like at the end of October. So early in the spring, I had to go renew my passport to make sure everything was good. Yeah, so I'm excited, man. I was in London last year with the Titans, played Baltimore out there. I actually love London. My wife loves London. We've been there a few times. We even went there outside of playing in London. It's just a great place to play. The fans are going to be incredible. It's one of those cool events where the fans, obviously you're going to have Bears fans, you're going to have Jacksonville fans, but you're going to have fans of just fans of the sport, fans of the NFL. You're going to see multiple amount of different teams' jerseys, and teams are just going to celebrate everything. It's not going to be like a home field advantage deal. You're going to see teams, if defense make a play, they're going to be excited. If the offense make a play, they're going to be excited. So it should be a very fun experience for a lot of guys on this team who haven't been there before.
Is your family going?
No, so my family actually won't be coming to this game. It had been the logistics was a little bit different this year to getting the baby and stuff out there. But no, they're not going to come this time around. But our bye week is right after that, so I'll definitely get a lot more family time in after this London game.
All right, good. And one last question. I forgot about it, and I'm going to ask about it throughout the year. How about those Bears fans on Sunday, man? I wasn't there, but I could hear it through the TV set.
Listen, the Bears fans has been showing out this season. I'm definitely getting indoctrinated to the Bears culture and just how excited, especially being on defense. Obviously, Chicago Bears have been known for their punishing and great defenses over the years. So when we get out there on defense, man, we're out there making plays, flying around to the ball. the fans really do get on their feet and cheer us on. So it's been exciting. We definitely expect another great show out from the fans on Sunday against Carolina. So excited to see the Bear fans, man. We got to keep going winning and giving our fans something to be excited about.
Bring us home another W. All right, thanks, Kevin. Always a pleasure talking to you, and I will see you on Sunday, my man.
Absolutely, man. You guys have a good one. I appreciate it.